All right, in this video, we are going to work through the following example. It says use a power reducing formula to rewrite the expression with an exponent no higher than 1. Okay, and the expression is sine to the fourth power of 8x. All right, so we are going to look through the power reducing formula. When you do that, though, you can see that there are no formulas um, for the fourth power, only for squareds. All right, so what you're going to have to do in that case, right, is to rewrite this as sine squared 8x quantity squared, like so. Okay. That in turn, right, is equal to sine squared 8x times sine squared 8x. Okay. And now use the power reducing formula for each of these sine squareds. Okay. So this first sine squared is equal to 1/2 1 minus the cosine of 16x, right? Remember, in order to use the power reducing formula, you are going to have to double the angle when you do that, right? So this is the one I'm using, 1/2 1 minus cosine 2x, right? In this case, 8x was playing the role of x, so I had to double that. 2 times 8x would be 16x, okay? And then I would do the same thing over here for this one. 1/2 1 minus cosine of 16x. Like so. Okay, so next up, I want to simplify this as much as possible. So I can go ahead and multiply these things out. I think on the Newton problems, they are multiple choice questions. And so you might say, hey, well, look, you're only using to the first power here. And that is true, right? But on the Newton problems, these are multiple choice, and they're not going to list this as the answer, right? Because most of the time when you need these to use these power reduction formulas, you really need it completely multiplied out, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and multiply out the 1/2 and the 1/2. And so 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4, right? When you multiply that out, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 2. And I'm going to put that out in front. And then I'm going to multiply out these two factors, 1 minus cosine 16x times itself. All right, in order to do that, you need to use the FOIL method or some similar method. So first times first would be 1. Outer times outer is minus cosine 16x. Inner times inner is minus cosine 16x. And then last times last would be minus cosine 16x times minus cosine 16x. That would be plus cosine squared of 16x. Okay, so next up I have some like terms. I have minus cosine 16x here and a minus cosine 16x here, so I can combine those into minus 2 cosine 16x. All right, and now the only problem with what I've done is I have this plus cosine squared 16x here. That has bumped the power up to 2, right? So I will need to use the power reduction formula again to reduce that. So the power reduction formula for cosine is going to be 1/2 times 1 plus cosine of double this angle here, right? So 2 times this, 2 times 16x would be 32x. Okay, and I'm going to keep simplifying as much as possible. So 1/4 times 1 minus 2 cosine 16x. I'm going to take this 1/2 here, and I am going to distribute it through the parentheses here and here. Okay, so 1/2 times 1 is 1/2. 1/2 times cosine 32x is 1/2 times cosine of 32x, like so. All right, I have some more like terms inside the parentheses. I have 1.5, so 1 plus 1/2 would be 3/2, right? Getting a common denominator for those. All right, and then finally what I want to do is, and now depending, the Newton answers might not have this 1/4 multiplied in, but maybe sometimes they might. So you might have to multiply this 1/4 right through the parentheses, like so. Okay, so 1/4 times 3/2 would be 3/8. 1/4 times 2, right, would be 2/4, which is 1/2. And then 1/4 times 1/2 would be 1/8. Right, just multiplying the tops and the bottoms. All right, and there we go. We have multiplied this out, and we have now an expression involving only cosine to the first power, which is what they asked for. Okay. All right, and that is it on that one.